Welcome again to Lion Speaks to Ministries. Just going to talk today about our bees. Today is Nison's Day, and so it was hard to talk out there with the sun in my eyes and with the sound of all the birds and stuff, so I thought I would do this separately instead of trying to talk to you while I'm outside, so that's why it's not here. But we're going to be talking about bees. And so let's start with 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 56 through 58. And it says, "To the sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to God, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord." And that's through the King James. So basically, what is Paul saying here? Have you ever been stung by a bee? I know I was, and recently Nyson was stung by a bee on his nose. And although a bee sting hurts, it's not dangerous to most people. But for most people, but for people who are allergic to bees, they sting can make them very, very sick. Imagine that, let's see, how can I put it? Imagine that a scientist could make a bee that didn't have a sting. Can you imagine a bee flying around that didn't have a sting? These bees without sting would no longer be dangerous to anyone. They would be disarmed bees because their sting's no longer there. So what is Paul saying? Paul's telling us that death has a sting, okay? What does he mean by this? The sting of death that Paul speaks about is sin. It is sin that gives the death its power. So sin in our life is what is giving the power of death in our life. I hope that makes sense. It's because of sin that we die. If we had never sinned, there would be no death. And how do we know that about sin? From the law of the Lord. So our sin and the law are the things that give death its power and sting. But Christ has come to deal with these two things that give death its power and its sting. The first is sin. Christ never sinned, but he paid for our sins when he died on that cross. The other thing is God is law. Christ obeyed his law perfectly, so death has lost both its sting and its power. Just like a bee without a sting would no longer be harmful, so death without his sting is no longer our enemy. Because we had that promise of God when Jesus died on the cross. He broke that sting. We do not need to fear death. Through the Lord Jesus Christ, we now have victory over death. Oh yes, unless Christ comes back early, we will still die one day, but our death will be the beginning of our eternal life with God. Paul then tells us that because death is no longer our enemy, we need to continue to do our work for the Lord. Remember that. So we need to continue doing our work for the Lord. This means that you need to be focused on the Lord as you do your activities throughout the day. If you are at school, at home, playing with friends, helping parents, or as adults, helping your parents, in older age, maybe you still have your grandparents, maybe people in the church. You know, this is what we're doing. We're meant to help people. That's what Christ did. He helped people. He didn't have people come and not that people didn't want to come, like the lady was weeping at his feet. But the point is that he's commissioned us to go out and help people, show people the light, show people love, show people that you care, because that's what we're here for till the return of Christ. So the Lord was commissioned to do the Lord's work you are doing is not a waste of time. So nothing you do for the church, for family, for people, for friends is not a waste of time, but a way that you can serve the Lord. So what are we learning? So we're learning that what the devil had done was to give us a sting, like a bee. But Christ saved us from that sting. Not that we still might not die if the Lord doesn't come back, but the sting no longer has a hold on us because we are saved from that law of having to go to hell because we got saved. And the same thing was with the bees, that they might have a sting, but the sting can't as long as they're happy, they're pleased. Not that we have to be happy or pleased, but when we're serving the Lord and we've given our life over to the Lord, we are saved from that sting of death. And we no longer have to fear the sting of death, no longer. So that's it of studying. I hope that made sense to you about what Paul was saying about the sting and where does it come, the sting of death. So now come with us and join us on our journey through a beehive, which it's more beehive, bee nook, but basically where we have bees now that make honey for us. So come with us as we show you Science with Nyson with our bees. Welcome again to the Lion Speaks Ministry. Today, Nyson wanted to do, we have a beehive that we're collecting honey and stuff, and this is our day that we check them. And so we're going to bring you along on our journey of, checking the bees, because Timmy Nyson says that this is all part of science too, of how the bees actually collect nectar and pollen and they make honey, and just how incredible it is how such a small animal God created, what he can actually do. So come with us and join us as we do this. So we're gonna take the roof off first, and we're gonna, actually I would start, smoking them. Now they really have never bitten me at all.
Sting.
These are called
Poline.
Poline, but it's a branch off of Italian. And Italian seems to be more calmer. But the other day, but it was really, really hot too, and they were being attacked by a bug that I found that I killed. So, but one stung Nyson on the nose yesterday, but it wasn't bad. It was just, and it was just one.
Big.
So they don't seem to really bother a whole lot.
Hey, the smoke's working this time. They're all going inside.
Yep. So when I take the lid off, we're gonna do the top.
Okay. Spray it into that hole. And also she thinks she has a little bit more room, so she's gonna try to sneak one more honey frame in there.
Just put more in. Chase them in.
Or chase
There's
them
no
away.
smoke.
There's no smoke.
Looks like he went out. It went out. There's no more smoke.
Here,
Okay.
hold this.
I guess we're going to have to just wing it from there. Okay.
I hate to open them up too soon, but I don't know if you can see that,
Oh,
but they
look at
actually
that.
started a honeycomb on the lid.
That wasn't there before.
Nope, that wasn't. So now they started, this box has 5 old that the bee farmer gave me, and then there's 3 that are my own. So we're gonna look to see how much they got started on ours and how much they're finishing up on theirs. But as you can see, this is brand new. They didn't have this. I had to purchase this box, and so you can see where they actually started their own honeycomb. That is amazing. To me, God knew what he was doing. I mean,
And we recently...
can you see that good?
Yep. We put that box on... We changed the boxes at least a week ago.
Yep, today is a week ago. And actually,
And they already
we
started
didn't,
their own
we
honeycomb.
did this a week ago, but we didn't actually put this in till about, what, 6 o'clock at night?
6, maybe 7.
We
yeah.
waited till it was dark where they were getting more sleepy and they're going to start huddling down because it's nighttime. So really it hasn't even been a full 7 days because it would be at tonight when it would be 7 days. But we figured this is close enough. It's morning. Let's get a look when it's nice and bright out. But I don't want to wait till it's too hot because they're going to be really, really busy. And there's going to be a lot more out.
Yeah, my nose yearned that the hard way.
And if you look in the front of the hive, we have, this is their water. We help them with water. So we have to have a bath or something. So I put this in the hive that's so they can get drinking water. And as you can see, it's going down. So they're obviously drinking it.
And if you're wondering, yes, it has tiny holes in it.
Yep.
It's not.
Go.
Stop it.
Put it back up.
Okay.
Come on, guys. I don't want to
All
kill
right.
you.
We finally got that, whatever that was, out of the hive because the queen is just a little bit younger than them. She's not much bigger.
Okay.
All right, next hive.
Well, usually the queen don't just walk around, I don't think.
No, they say on the first hives that she can walk around wherever she wants. Now, unfortunately, we did get plastic and one wood. But
They're doing really well.
and also, if you're wondering, we cannot take any of this honey.
This is the bees' honey that they eat during the winter.
We also got a second box. That's also the bees' honey.
Yep, to survive through the winter.
And the yes box, we put a queen blocker. That's to make sure, whoa, that the queen doesn't get where our honey is. Because who wants eggs in their honey, am I right? Am I right?
Yep.
Oh, look at all of that honey. Look at all of that honey. It just hasn't been capped off yet. They're
Do
really...
we see a baby?
I don't see any.
Hold it up nice and
I
to the
don't
screen so they can see.
All right, Mom, turn it here, this way. Turn it this way. All right,
Trying to see.
comment if you see any babies, because that is very helpful information. Am I right? And by babies, I mean any white spots. This one is just covered with bees. They're at town with this.
Well, I don't need to add it because they're still working on this side very much.
All right, you had turned this way, I think.
Do we see the queen anywhere? She is supposed to be marked.
I don't see anything.
Oh, I see a baby. Oh, no, that's not a baby. That's just a bee's butt. Okay. Let's take a look.
I don't see anything.
The queen seems very hard
It's gotta
to
be
find.
that they haven't left.
No, I don't know.
I smoke them so I don't kill them. I'm not getting them in. But
Yeah.
okay.
And the things are hanging, so we're not crushing them at the bottom. That's where the bee hive way comes in. Okay.
They still have.
Take a round over here.
They still have a lot of room, so I don't think I need. Well, that was 2, and that one was still pretty. Now if this one's full.
Yeah, Mom, you don't have any room to fit an airplane in there. This one has a lot of capped off. Look at that. Mom, Tim, smoke this little hang off at the bottom.
Oh,
Mom,
they're
Look at
building
them
down
hanging there.
They're building down there.
oh, look at that. That's not honeycomb. They're just hanging from each other. Mom, they built
Hey,
honeycomb.
there's one on my foot. You can spray it.
There's one on the foot. There's one on the foot.
Yeah, so.
Okay. You see, I'm crawl up your egg.
Just like a layout that he built at the bottom.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. And we all saw it. They were just hanging.
There's a lot of honey over here. So this one's just about full.
All right, do you want me to take care of that little guy in your egg?
Oh God,
What happened?
it slipped.
You crushed a little bit of the honeycomb. All right, you might want to put that frame back now. Yeah, sometimes they say it's better just to use your hands.
Okay. I'm gonna go with this one.
They say it's better just to use your hands sometimes. Oh, that one's really stuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the reason you only want to check these guys once a week is for 2 reasons. Stress out and you're breaking the seal that they make. There's a ton of bees swarming us right now.
And I haven't seen the queen anywhere.
Oh, okay.
There's not as much on this one yet.
Let's take a look.
Oh, they're like full.
Do you see any queens? All of these are just filled with honey. There's no cappings, there's just honey. Let's take a look at this side. I don't see nothing. One out what could be 4,000 bees is a yacht. Am I right?
Okay.
Okay.
I did this one, right? Or did I not? I don't think I did.
No, I think you moved this way. And at the end, it is good to check the... Mom, it is good to check the new hives because, as you can see, they are on it.
I think I did pull this because it came out too easy. I
Okay.
think I'm on the next one.
All right, let's try this one. Try this one.
Yeah, see, this one's not broken yet.
Okay.
Yep, it's not broken. I got to break the cap.
Oh, so that's what that side is for. You also might have to break the seal between these two. Now,
the wood ones are what I bought. So these are brand new, and as you can see, they connected the old with new.
Yep.
And they're already working on, if you can see over here, this is a wood one that I bought, and they're over here.
I'm going to peek in between them.
So let me see if I can get...
Yep, we put 3 wooden frames in here. 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I can't get it.
That one's just stuck in.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to break it in between.
And just so you know, they'll go back and they'll collect all that. They kind of do their own little house cleaning.
Yeah, they actually say they don't even stop working at night. They actually throw their trash away. Not joking, that's what they say. Okay, frame out, frame out.
And if you can see, on the legs of this one, there's pollen.
Oh, look at that, look at
So you
that.
can see that.
He hid from the camera.
Here's another one that's a pollen.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Something a little bit.
This one crawling on my leg again.
There's one on your leg. There's one on my foot. Okay.
Could be a fly.
No, he's a bee. I can see.
Here's one
Okay.
that's pollen.
There you go.
There's a lot of honey in here. They just got to get capped.
Look at that guy. You see the guy with yellow spots on his eggs? That's pollen.
And these are all capped and they're flat, so that means they're nice.
That means those are ready for them to eat, but we can't eat it. That's a little bit rude of you, bees. You need to give us some food.
I only seen one so far that wasn't.
Now there's one crawling up my egg.
Oh, there's the queen. There
You
she
found the
is.
queen?
Right there she is. She has pink.
Oh, yeah.
She's
look
got a
at
pink
that.
dot. You see her pink dot? There she
I'm
is.
gonna try to catch her. I can't find her on the camera.
Right here she is. She's got a dot.
There she is.
So that wasn't the queen that we saw
That's the
earlier.
queen.
Yep, that's the queen. They say she has smaller wings, and she definitely does.
And she's bigger than the rest.
Yep. So there she is.
There's a bee on my foot.
Did you see the queen?
Yeah, I did my best footage on getting sort of a side view.
Okay, here, come back again.
You
Right
try,
here.
I'll switch you.
Okay.
Got it?
I got it.
Right there she is.
Look at that.
And the only reason I know is they had a marker. I had a marker.
She's a little younger.
And she has a little pink dot.
Right on her head.
Right
Dude,
on
she
her head.
moves fast for a queen.
She's coming near the end. I don't want to squish her. So come over here and spray.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's a bee crawling up my egg.
It's
And it
okay.
feels very weird. Thank you for that. He's
got her
been
now?
crawling
Good?
up me
So
all
this
day.
is where she is.
But she might go to another one next time.
Are you going to try against my foot again?
What?
And he got his head squished.
Oh, well.
There.
Oh, well. Well, you're going to use some. You're going to use some.
Can't get him out now. There he is. Okay.
Now the last one, this one right here.
All right.
Now I'm gonna go over here now. Now I'm gonna pull out one that have not been. This is a brand new one. Let's see how they're doing. Well, they really haven't done a whole lot on this at all. They're on it, but so it tells me that they still have room because when it gets all full, I can add another box on top. But there's still a lot of space here.
But you can see, they're getting to work. A week later, and they're getting to work on our new hives.
They're getting there, though.
I mean, these are... And these have not been totally sealed yet, because they're new.
Let's check the end one.
Alright.
And
Oh,
they're
wow.
on it. Oh, look
They're
at them
hanging! They're hanging! They're hanging! Look at that! That's pretty cool.
And there's a lot of bees on the side, so they're
What?
obviously working on this one.
And it's very important to keep whatever frame you grab in order. Because if you
There
don't,
you go.
the bees will get confused and
The only one I haven't checked now is this end one.
the bees will get if you don't keep the frames in order, the bees will get confused, and when you put the top frame on, they think they're done and they move to a frame that they don't need to.
I can't get it out.
Well, that's because they did a little bit of sealing on this one.
No, I can't get a hold of it.
Okay. Teamwork makes dream work.
Okay. Ooh, they're really on this one.
So they're working this way, then. They're
Yep.
working towards your garden.
Look at that. They're hanging, and it looks like they might be building a little honeycomb at the bottom. Look at all that. Well, Mom, are you happy you found your queen?
And I don't know if you can see, but in here, there was a gap. And they actually sealed the gap with honeycomb. You see it?
Let me see.
So it was a spacing. Well, you can see the spacing down here. They haven't finished. See how they're spacing? But up here, they put white. So they actually built a wax to seal around it. Can you see that?
Okay. Should we try on the other side? Ooh. 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 We're good. We're good. Looks like we're good.
Spray them so they'll get out of there. So
Mom, don't squish him. There you go. Let's take a second to
now I have to keep them spaced out just right, or they'll build their honeycomb.
in between.
In
And then
between.
we'll never be able to get to it.
Yeah. So we want to make sure that we have it totally spaced right. There's one on me.
There's one on you. Where is it?
So
That isn't going to get him off, Tim. There's only one way to get him off. And he's ignoring. He's ignoring my finger.
okay, that's it for now. As you can see, they're already working on the seal again. See? They're trying to refix the seal. See it? They're all in the seals. They know that we broke it up and they're trying to fix it. So here we go. I'm going to put the lid back on. Let's get this little guy. Whoop, he's already moved.
Everyone's gone.
I got another bee off my egg.
So now the lid can come on, go back on. They'll be happy.
They'll reseal it, and we'll come back again next week doing this.
Okay.
That's it.
Wait.
Oh,
My grandpa.
oh, I must have put it on the flour. And I cover it because this is an aluminum and it gets too hot. So I cover it with the white cloth that's so...
It says
kinda
if you
helps.
cover it with a white cloth, it'll...
help distract the heat from going in. So
Louisiana's hot.
I broke a flower. Oh well. So I gave them their own plenty of flowers. They got the garden. I brought this out because I couldn't remember if I needed an extra one to go into the hive.
I know you did, but
So this is what they got. So when they build, I can keep adding. But they have their own flower. Well, this is my garden. I have flowers around, so they have like a whole host of picks. You know, some of the flowers I didn't get planted yet. We're working on it, and then we planted marigolds around them to try to help teeter outside bugs from coming in and stealing their honey. Although we think we might have, we don't know for sure, but we think you might have what was called an assassin bug. I found him on the side of the hive and he was eating a bee. So
for a second time.
We didn't have all the marigolds around, so I'm assuming that now with the marigolds, because it says that most bugs hate marigolds. So we wrapped it around the hive, hoping that that'll teeter any bug from coming up the hive and, you know.
But bees are a little bit different because they're bees.
Now, I haven't seen bears, so I think we're good around here. Now, if we go probably up north more, you'll find them. But
You'll probably find bears.
Anyway, that's it for now. Nice, you got anything to say?
And if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification.
And remember that we're here reaching the world.